Welcome to Alan Zhao, founder of Hestia Energy. Big round of applause.
Testing. All right. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. My name is Alan Zhao, and I am the CEO and co-founder of Hestia Energy, a pre-seed, venture-backed startup based out of the Bay Area in California. Now, unlike the other founders here, great job, by the way, I am not actually going to pitch my own startup. I am going to review and hopefully get interest and excitement in the space of geologic hydrogen, which we believe may supercharge the entire energy transition. The field is only 2 years old, so please keep in mind that a lot of what I tell you now is fairly speculative, but we're quite excited by the space. Now, I want to revisit the fundamental root of why we're all here, about energy, because realistically, the reason we are here is because hydrocarbons pretty much just come out of the ground when we drill for oil. We don't make oil. If I were to synthetically make gasoline or jet fuel, it would be far too expensive for me to put inside an engine and burn it once. But instead, all we have to do is drill into the planet and let the weight of the rock beneath us push the oil out. It is incredibly difficult to compete with that. Incredibly difficult. So if we look at something like batteries, batteries today, after 150 years of development, are still 1/60th the energy density of gasoline. That's really hard to compete. And a lot of industries like ammonia, concrete, synthetic aviation, require other solutions than electrification. Now, hydrogen is extremely interesting because if you burn it, it only produces water, and it's incredibly energy dense. But if I were to make hydrogen by cracking natural gas, I would make 12 kilos of CO2 for every kilo of hydrogen I get. And if I were to electrolyze it, I would have to pay 8 to 12 euros or dollars per kilogram. So no real good solutions here. It's quite clear that there is an unmet capability gap in the energy transition. So what if we could find a fuel that is like hydrocarbons, that comes out of the ground as soon as we drill, and might be able to power us for hundreds of years? And that is the breakthrough that happened a couple of years ago, when we realized that the Earth could be producing and transporting massive amounts of hydrogen to the surface where we can access it. Again, it's decently speculative as a space, but as of the last couple of years, we've made quite a lot of progress in modeling how much there could actually be. And the answer is an insane amount. The US Geological Survey has put out a recent study talking about 5.6 trillion tons of hydrogen potentially available in global reserves. That's insane. 2% of that would be enough to fulfill the 2050 hydrogen demands, net zero, 2050, which is a lot more than we use today, for centuries. And if we were talking about 1%, that would still be almost all of the global natural gas reserves on the planet today. So I appreciate all the work that everyone is doing for sustainability, for efficiency, but if we can unlock multiples of energy, that is a game changer for the entire climate. And I want to remind you that this hydrogen may just come out of the ground at potentially less than $1 or €1 per kilogram. And that goes to the heart of why we are all worried about the climate today. That directly competes with hydrocarbons on price and utility. And that is the first technology I've ever encountered that might be able to do that. We're encouraged to see that people have found hydrogen all around the world in the last 2 years, basically as soon as we started looking. And it really does seem like we were just looking with the wrong tools in the wrong places for hydrogen all of this time. So feel free to reach out if you want more information on this, but happy to talk more about this. There's a lot of depth to this, and it's a very complicated space. I also want to thank Breakthrough, I believe they're here somewhere, for doing so much to stimulate this space, and for Visionaries Tomorrow for being fantastic investors in us. Thank you.
Very much, Alan.